Hey guys, what's going on? I'm doing a quick overview of why I think crypto bots are a really good way to make some passive income compared to, say, conventional ways that a lot of people have tried or use at the moment, which is things like real estate, investing, or dividend stocks. So this all changed for me earlier this year around February time. Actually, it's more like January when I did this course. It's a course called The Plan by Dan Hollings. It's one of the top courses I've ever done in my life, but also basically one of the top crypto courses out there. And what it teaches you to do is everything you'll ever need to know about setting up these passive income bots. There are basically grids of buy and sell lines interfaced with your exchange where you can basically scalp cryptocurrency in and out and make some profits that kind of get pulled out into your exchange. So on the surface it sounds really simple, and it is an awesomely simple concept. But the details are a bit more involved than that. That's why there's a whole course about it. But this is the basic idea. I got this from one of Dan's webinars recently, where you have all these different lines set up, and they can change based on the bot settings and things. And you buy and sell, and you buy and sell. And the idea is that cryptocurrency is so volatile that you're going to see massive price movements up and down, and you can pull out money each time it goes up and down and up and down. And basically just make this sort of passive income. So once you set this up, it takes like 5 minutes, and then you're good to go, and you just let this thing pull out money. And I thought what I'd do is I'd compare that to another business that I've done. So I've done these grid bots, and I've also done real estate rentals as well. And until these grid bots came along, real estate was one of my favorite passive income sources, but it pales into insignificance compared to these grid bots or crypto. So I thought I'd do a quick comparison. If you want to go and check out my review of the Crypto Bots course, it's called The Plan by Dan Hollings. This is a whole review all about it. I'll leave a link in the description so you can read about it. I'm trying to put some of my own results in here. You'll see all the different videos I've made over the last few months, all about the plan as well, and including the contents and things that you get to learn about inside the plan. And you can go and check that out. It's pretty interesting. Like I said, I'm giving examples of my own bots and things that we're running. So, pretty interesting stuff. So I've actually written a recent article on Active Rain called Crypto Bots versus Real Estate for Passive Income. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this short video today. So, let me go through some of the details. So I summarized it here a little bit more. So people buy these rental properties, and I just want to present a couple of cases here that you can imagine doing yourself. So imagine you wanted to make some money from a real estate rental, so say like a townhouse or a family home, and it costs $300,000. That's just a number I'm pulling out the air. I think it might be significantly more than that depending on where you live. But imagine you want to buy a house for $300,000, and you have to put a down payment of 20%, so that's $60,000. Well, the mortgage is going to cost you something like $700 a month, maybe more. It could be significantly higher. So you're going to rent out this place for say $1,200 a month, and you'll be lucky if you pull out $350 profit, which is being kind of generous. I mean, you can imagine the mortgage being a bit more, and basically barely making any money from this thing. So the risks are pretty high as well when you think about it. So you tend to think of real estate as a safe asset, but you're going to pay taxes on that. You're going to pay taxes on the income you get from it. You're going to pay taxes on the real estate itself. You're going to have to fight your tenants all the time. I've done this before. It's not that fun. You have occupation issues where this thing may be sitting empty for periods of time, or you're actually, the worst case scenario, fighting tenants in court and things. So there's a lot of risks like lawsuits, there's repairs that you need to do. The housing market could go into decline. It hasn't recently, but it's completely possible, especially with all the crazy financial situation in the world at the moment. So this theoretical situation, you've locked up $60,000 of your money, and you'll be lucky if you're making a couple $100 or $300 a month profit. And you have all these issues. And it's not exactly passive. It can be, but that costs you more, right, to make it passive. And you're really starting to cut into the small profit margin as it is. So sure, if you can buy real estate outright for $300,000, you might make $1,000 a month, which is terrible. So if you compare it to the crypto bots I've been running, this varies widely, and I can't make any promises of how little or how much you'll make doing this. I can just tell you what the rough range is that I've seen so far, including the outlying stuff, which I'll talk about a little bit, to kind of give you an idea of what the potential really is, not just my short few months look at the whole thing. So these crypto bots are pretty easy to do. I'm going to compare it to this real estate rental example. So if you had $60,000 of capital and you put it into, say, 5 to 10 crypto bots, your income, from my experience so far at this time in the market, is likely to be $3,000 to $10,000 a month, which is significantly more than the $350 a month you'd be making from your rental property. Now this could be much, much higher, but I want to be conservative and say, like, this is what I've seen typical case. I've seen bots that Dan and other people have started that are way, way, way higher than this, but I think it would be very misleading to present those cases as being like, that's what you're going to make. So I want to say 3,000 to 10,000 on the $60,000 in capital. And once these bots are set up, it takes about 5 minutes. You don't have any of the issues that you do with rental stuff, where you go into long drawn out agreements and insurance and all this stuff. You literally click a few lines on a third-party software and get it running. So pretty good. I mean, it's at least 10 to 20 times better in terms of overall profit, because you have no expenses compared to the mortgage on the house, for example. So in the house case, you're leveraging that money massively with the mortgage, and you don't need to do that with the crypto bots at all. So it's already at this point, it's hard for me to justify investing any money into real estate compared to the crypto bots. So the cost, it's not a cost, it's an investment here. So you have to put about 3,000 minimum into each bot. That's not to buy the bot, that's the investment capital to run it. So that's how much you'd have in minimum per bot. So if you had 60,000 capital, you'd have 20 bots at 3,000 each, or you could double that up, put 6,000 in 10 bots or whatever. So the risks that are associated with this, and there are some, is that if you are buying at the height of crypto, like last year, when a lot of people started doing things like this, you could end up having the price go against you significantly for a long, long period of time. Now, it doesn't mean it won't come back up. It's a bit like a dividend stock. If you're buying the stock for the dividends, you risk having to wait years and years for the stock to appreciate, hopefully back up in price. So you're facing a similar risk here. However, the case for the crypto bots is the profit that's scalped out is outside of the bot. It's pulled out into a stable coin. So you are all the time taking out money and not reinvesting it into the bots. So there comes a point when the amount of money you've pulled out from the bots is greater than the money that was initially invested in the bot, and you're completely safe from ever being a negative net overall loss. So that's a little different from a lot of cases. So that is kind of a pessimistic view. So the idea is that crypto has been on decline for a while now, but it won't always be like that, and not all cryptocurrencies are declining. And you can run a bot for, say, a month or 2 months and take advantage of a trend, an upwards trend, or like a channel sort of trend on support. So there's a lot of things you can do to mitigate this risk. I've been getting a lot of questions about that since people started looking into the plan that I've been talking about, this course. And there's a lot of things you can do about that to offset the any potential decline in the underlying crypto. You're also not investing the whole amount up front. So if you start a crypto bot with $3,000, you're only really starting it with about 1,000, and then there's a bunch of bylines down like 20-30%. So they won't even get filled until the bot was to drop 20 or 30%. So the crypto was to drop. So the risk is a lot lower than you think it is. And most crypto has these massive ups and downs, which is really good for these bots, like you can see in this picture. So I've got something here. So you can see this is one of these bots. It's dipped down, it's gone back up. Most people that were just holding the crypto would be a bit freaked out by this drop, but people that were holding the bots would have made all their money back, plus a lot more from the wiggle as this thing keeps going up. So these bots have a lot more upside than conventional real estate, for example, and actually a lot less downside as well. And if you think about the upside for a minute, we've talked kind of a little bit about the negatives here of the crypto bots, because I want to be pretty clear that you could end up going down and the crypto does go down in price. You've got to be careful what crypto you're buying, unless you're planning to buy for a long, long time or hodl the crypto, like that's okay because you can weather anything now and you don't care. You're holding the crypto anyway, you might as well put one of these bots in and draw out profits, extra scalping profits as you go. But look on the upside. If you buy something like Bitcoin and you have a bot running with Bitcoin and another pair, you'll make all these scalping profits, but you'll also get massive capital gains if the price of Bitcoin skyrockets. So it's around 40,000 for Bitcoin at the moment. If predictions are $1 million per Bitcoin actually come to fruition in the next few years, your bots that are scalping and scalping and scalping, you might see a 10, 20, 50, 100x just in the underlying crypto that's in your bot, never mind all the scalping profits that you've gotten out. So you'd struggle to see that with a house, real estate appreciation, for example. So if you compare them carefully like this, it becomes a no-brainer that a crypto bot done properly, using something, somebody that's really good at this, like Dan Hollings, the guy that wrote the plan, is going to completely destroy a real estate rental property any day of the week. So going forward, my focus is going to be not only on my own trading and stuff, but also running and learning more about these crypto bots. So hopefully that gives you guys some idea like why I'm so excited about these bots. I know I've been talking about them a lot, but they're such an awesome way to make passive income. So if you haven't tried them yet, I would definitely go and try them. I'll leave a link in the description where you can learn more, and hopefully that'll be helpful for you guys. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Cheers.